What's up, YouTube? This is Elder Stacy Zanders coming to you with this short video today. Just some random thoughts, but just about making a change. You know, there's an old saying. I know many of you probably heard it. If you can't change the people around you, change the people around you. And I'm not talking about people necessarily. I'm talking about you as an individual. If you don't like your life, your lifestyle, what's going on, then that tells you you have to make some changes. And change is not easy. Change is difficult for many of us. It's easier for people who may be risk takers. People to take risks will make changes easier. Let me kind of give you a few examples. I remember I used to buff strip wax floors. I don't know if any of y'all remember, there used to be a department store called Woolworths. This was back in the 90s, early 2000s, somewhere around in there. And I remember the manager's name was Paul Popeter. I will never forget that name, Paul Popeter. And he was talking to me. So he went to a manager's meeting, and he observed that there was a company rising, which was Walmart. And he was saying, maybe we need to make some changes because it seems like this company is getting traction. And he said the executives for Woolworths said, we've been around 50 years. Our name is going to take us through. Well, I didn't know who Walmart was at the time. And of course, I was benefiting from Woolworths. So I didn't want Woolworths to go out of business. But guess what happened? Woolworths went out of business because Woolworths refused to change. You don't hear about a Woolworths today. I read a story about Famous Footwear. They're still in business today. Well, this upstart, this new company all over the country was rising, was Dick's Sporting Goods. And the father of the Famous Footwear, the son was telling him we need to shut some of these stores down because they had stores, a lot of small stores in a lot of different neighborhoods. We need to get more larger box stores, concentrate and focus on this branding. He didn't want to do it. But eventually, once sales and stuff began to go down, because since Dick's Sporting Goods had a national presence, they had their prices lower. So obviously, people are going to go to where they can get the better deal until they eventually made the change right before they went out of business. And they're not out of business today, but I'm saying they made the change right at the nick of time. But they had to make the change, and for him, that change was not easy. And then you see other companies who see the trends moving, and then they make changes immediately because they see which way the trend is going. So there's three types of personalities, or three types of people. You have some people who see, listen, something new on the horizon is coming. I need to make a change, and they'll run out and make that change. Then you have individuals who are somewhat skeptical, who may be unsure. They may say, well, I need more facts, I need more information. It may take them more time to commit to making a change. They know they need to make a change. They know my situation is not improving, it's steadily getting worse, but in their mind, they just used to a thing happen a certain way. It should always happen this way. But ultimately, they make the decision before they hit rock bottom to make a change. And then you have the individuals, such as in a Woolworth scenario, who hold on because they believe this is the way it has been, will always be, and then you don't make the change, and then you get caught, and now you're utterly destroyed. That carries over into our personal lives as well. And what I'm saying to you is that you have to think. I don't tell people to rush into anything. It's okay to do your homework. Everybody's not a risk taker. Everybody's just not going to jump in and go for broke. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. We have different personalities types. I understand that. But in life, you have peaks and you have valleys. And generally, you can determine when a person's in their valley, at the worst parts of their life. You can really, based on what they do, how they act, how they respond, you can almost guarantee what their next mountaintop or their peak is going to be. And then you can look at a person who seemed to be on top of their game, on the top of the mountain, on top of their peak, and then you can observe and watch their mannerism and behavior, and I can tell you exactly where their next valley is going to be. Let me give you an example of that. This typically happens around income tax time. People that don't have a lot of money or don't have, in a situation, don't really have a lot of money. Now they get access to 5, 10, 15. I know people got 15 that don't have any money. I don't know how you're getting $15,000 back for income tax, but I don't know. It's probably 20% of your annual salaries. But anyway, get this exposure to all of this money. And typically the first thing they do is they want to run and buy a car. You'll take $2,000, $3,000 put down on a car. And I'm saying this because I've seen it happen. I said, but you can't really afford that car. What happens once you spend all the money up, which you will, and then you got the car note, you got insurance, and you got maintenance. And I'm looking at the individual, this one particular individual, and I knew within 6 months that car is going to get repossessed. Because on their mountaintop, they was making foolish decisions. And I knew that their trajectory was coming right down back into a valley because they was not making good decisions. And at the same time, in your valley experience, some people sometimes lose their mind when they're at the bottom, instead of strategically thinking and planning and preparing to climb back up the hill. And if you're making good decisions, solid decisions, I can tell you, once you get back on top, you're gonna succeed and be successful. But if you're in the valley making decisions out of desperation, making careless, haphazard decisions, I can tell you, if you get back on top, you're gonna make more foolish decisions and fall right back down into the valley. So life is about choices. It's about taking risks. It's about minimizing exposure, and so that you can have the greatest gains possible. So what am I saying to you? I'm saying to you that, and you don't know until someone hip you on to the game. Sometimes we do things and we don't understand what we're doing because it's always a perpetual cycle. But you have to commit yourself to change. You have to first, you have to admit that you have a problem. Until you first admit you got a problem, you can't get help for the problem that you have. And then once you admit or confess that I have this particular problem, now you have to commit yourself to making the changes necessary to get yourself out of and keep yourself out of the situation that you got yourself into. Because remember, if you live your way into something, you're going to have to live your way out of what you lived yourself in. If you went and tore up your credit, guess what? You have to live through the steps to get yourself back on the road of having good credit again. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, you want to take in life, you have to first recognize where you are, understand where you are, don't deny where you are. And so listen, if you have cancer, for example, you can have all the faith you want to. You have cancer. You can't have cancer and say, I believe, I'm speaking. Listen, if I got cancer, I got cancer. That don't minimize my faith. The reality is, it's here. I have it. Now, after that, once I recognize that I have it, I'm believing, hoping, trusting that God will heal and deliver, that I'm going to overcome this particular situation. Okay, but never deny facts. The facts are the facts. The fact that I'm Black is a fact. I can't hope, wish, dream to become nothing else. I have all of this melanin in my skin. The fact is, I'm Black. I can't say I am Hispanic or I am white when the fact is I'm Black. I'm a Black man. Okay, so I think we got that point. So what I'm saying to you is, If there's anything about you in your life that you don't like, you don't agree with, you want to make changes, first recognize the position that you're in. Then once you recognize the position that you're in, and if you have steps or ways to get out of that position, you have to commit yourself to the change. Just like if you're trying to lose weight, get in shape, you have to commit yourself to the change. That's all I want to say to you today. I hope I said something that will help you, that will be inspirational for you. And hit the like and the subscribe button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Listen, it don't cost you a dime to like. It don't cost you a penny to subscribe. And it don't cost you anything to hit that notification bell so that we all can keep dialoguing with one another. I can keep being a part of your life and you can be a part of mine. So just help a brother out and hit the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It's heartfelt. Until next time, as always, God bless.